What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 20 of the Kind of Funny Gamescast. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside he only does everything, Colin Moriarty.
It's good to be here for you, or with you, not for you. I'm really tired.
Why are you so tired?
It's just been a long week. Yesterday was a day that was exhausting for me, I think, and so I...
You ran a marathon. Yeah, of course, it's Kind of Funny live week. You might be wondering, where is the pure one Tim Gettys? Did he finally croak? No. Still alive, still kicking, still with his girlfriend. He's getting ready for Kind of Funny Live. He's editing videos, doing all these different things. Of course, Kind of Funny Live, Colin, here in San Francisco, 2 days from now, Saturday. It'll be in the past, most likely for you. What is Kevin pointing at?
No, I'm just excited.
You're excited about Kind of Funny Live? Good.
What is Kevin pointing at?
I don't know why. He pointed at the guy. He's like Sabu all of a sudden. He pointing up at God or whatever.
Jesus.
2 days till Kind of Funny Live here in San Francisco. 400 fans from around the world coming to watch whatever the hell we're going to do. Last night, of course, Justin came by. Justin, a fan off Patreon who had bought your sauce. You made the sauce for him.
I did. Yeah, it was just a crazy day yesterday, and so we were just running around. We did a podcast. We did a bunch of other things, the live show. Had to set everything up, whatever, and then I just woke up like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But I'm spry. I'll tell you what. I'm ready to go.
You sound like you smoked a pack and a half last
Yeah.
night.
Oh, I did.
Yeah,
I did. No, I didn't. So I don't smoke cigarettes. But here's the thing, Greg.
Here it is.
By the way, you can smoke cigarettes if you like to smoke cigarettes. I don't want to judge you if you smoke cigarettes.
You were just saying for
I smoke
yourself.
cigars.
Yeah, you smoke a good cigar once in a while.
But I don't smoke cigarettes. But I'm quite tired, and I don't understand why I sound like I smoked a pack and a half of cigarettes.
It's just a tire. When you're worn out like that, you sound like that.
I feel like I got a good night's sleep.
Do you have allergies?
I don't.
Okay.
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
Those things do develop later in life sometimes.
See, when I moved here, I started up with allergies, and it's been bad for me this year, where I've been popping Allegras all left and right, or maybe Claritins, whichever.
You don't even know what you're taking.
I just take... Christine's like, here's a white pill, and I wake up 3 days later, and my pants are undone. I'm like, that was weird.
Wow, that's fucked up.
Well, I mean, I imagine 3 days I'm taking my pants off somewhere.
Maybe. You don't... How would you
How
know?
do you go to the bathroom?
Catheter?
How do you go to the bathroom, ladies and gentlemen?
How does Portillo go to the bathroom?
Take him outside. Poops and pees. Laundry lady came today. She beat me here before I was able to take Portillo outside. So then she likes to pet the Portillo. So I was like, hold on, we'll go outside. And she pet him outside and did the baby talk. He didn't pee at all.
You're a real son of a bitch.
He waited till he got to a tree because he's a good little boy.
Well, he wasn't a good little boy when the Axiom Verge guys were here.
You know, that's
peeing all over the goddamn
That's
place.
Tom and Dan's own fault. They should have known better.
Portillo, don't look at me. Don't look at me, Portillo.
Look at him, Portillo.
I don't want you to look at me. I don't want you to stare at me.
Look at him. He actually looked away.
Yeah.
He just looks down at the Superman.
I don't
bank.
want you to throw one of your hexes and one of your jinxes at me, you
One
weird
of your
motherfucker.
hexes. he's a dog witch. He's just putting curses and weird things on you.
Doing dog voodoo. He's got a little voodoo doll of me. We know when he goes and plays with his little toys.
When he's squeaking, it's you?
It's just me, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then I start having stomach pains. Portillo, no!
Your head's all slobbery. He feels like it's slobbery for no reason. All right, so Tim's gone.
Yes.
Means we can do whatever we want.
Yep.
We went to the community for the topics.
Taking it over.
So we can get some good stuff here instead of
Sure.
this usual Tim crap of like, hey, what do you think of the 3DS library? We're like, I don't
Oh, it's incredible.
I got
it's
nothing to
incredible.
say.
It's arguably the greatest of all libraries.
Of all the
video
handheld
games.
libraries. I was gonna say I was gonna try to get you to quietly look over at Kevin because he was in a conundrum there. He can't be on camera. He was trying to get something out of the desk drawer, but all the poster tubes are blocking the drawer.
Are you going to write on notes on that? That's probably not a good idea. You probably should get a notebook of some sort. Yeah.
Go in there. Just push the things out of the way.
I think I moved that notebook.
I feel like
But I have like
I see a
300
notebook.
notebooks.
I see a notebook.
I have like
get it.
300 notebooks in there. You're like,
I feel like
I'm Greg Miller.
I
If
feel
you go
like
to the second drawer there, Colin, in the green thing, there's plenty of notebooks.
I feel like if you write on that.
What is that? Yeah. It looked like a course catalog. Are you taking college classes? Are you trying to get out of here?
No, this is
Not you, him.
No, but I know, but what he was about to write on was the instruction manual for that board, I think.
It's the catalog. They're trying to sell us more shit.
Oh, okay. All right, you
okay.
could have written on that. That would have been all right. I feel like you might have been full of regret, maybe even right afterwards.
If you didn't
You've been looking
notice,
at that thing for years.
Kind of Funny Gamescast fans, it sounds better today. We have a much fancier board now that's canceling out table noises and all these different
incredible.
things. It looks like the Starship Enterprise.
I'm gonna fucking play with that thing so much when you guys aren't here. I'm gonna fuck with so many buttons and touch knobs and switches. Oh my god.
Oh, Knob Switch, our favorite game.
Yeah.
Please, Lord, have it off. Because if you change one of the saved settings,
Wait, so I'm being serious, if I shut the thing off and then I start fucking with shit, it won't matter.
if it's off and you press buttons and flips knobs, it won't matter.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's all digital.
But
I'm gonna come in here in the middle of the night.
But
when
no,
no
the
one's looking.
knobs have to go back to where they were, right?
no, they don't.
What about the sliders? They move on their own?
They move on their own.
No fucking way.
I press a button and it switches.
For the record,
Now-
this is why we can't afford healthcare for you, but it's awesome. Just to let you know, just so you're all excited about the knobs moving on their own.
You gotta be
Heads
excited
up.
about something.
It's fucking worth it.
Don't get sick. Yeah, Kevin
You
keeps
keep
saying
saying
he
that.
doesn't
You
get
keep
sick.
tempting fate. I think it's a
Hasn't
very,
happened yet.
it's a very poor idea.
You've never gotten sick.
Maybe a couple times. But it was bad stuff. tough stuff.
Like real
Like,
sickness.
Kill the normal man.
Wow,
For sure.
that's impressive.
What'd you have?
Bronchitis.
Ebola.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something maybe more like tuberculosis or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, that too.
Typhoid.
Typhoid.
Kevin. Walking around
Dysentery. You have dysentery?
No.
Are you
So
sure?
Colin,
No, I'm classy. I don't shoot myself.
Okay.
I have 4 questions here for 4 topics.
Okay.
If topics go short, we can pepper in other ones. But the highlighted ones are the ones we're going to do. So I'm going to give you the names of the question submitter.
Okay.
You choose the first topic. We have George, Cameron, Kinda Funny Kevin Bacon, and Scott.
Cameron. Alphabetical order.
Cameron says 16 minutes ago.
When you copied it.
Yeah. I would love for you guys to talk about the Division. Do you think it will be another Destiny? Now, this is an interesting topic. I like the topic in the fact of, do you think it'll be another Destiny? What is Destiny to you, Cameron? Does he mean, will it be a super successful game where people are hooked on it and playing it forever but not really liking it?
I think that's probably what. No, well, yeah, I think he probably doesn't necessarily mean that last part, but more of a game of.
So you think Cameron means it in a very positive way?
Yeah, the Division looks like it's gonna be way better than Destiny. So I'm not. I don't think it's gonna be. I played Destiny 5, 6, 7 hours. To me, it came off as a very sterile shooter.
Sure.
It's because I don't play with other people. I acknowledge I'm probably not playing it quote unquote the right way. But there was something that didn't. I know people. You should have been able to play Destiny by yourself, and I think that there's a way for you to do that effectively. But it didn't seem like it was very fun. I found myself going to the same maps, fighting the same enemies in the same places. You'd walk away from the place on the map and go back, and they'd be there again. They just respawn. There was a monster closet there. No, I think he probably means, will it be a game that has long-term ramifications for its publisher in terms of putting DLC out and all those kinds of things. That's my assumption is what he means. Yeah.
And you think it will be?
No.
Okay.
I think the Division's a very different game than Destiny. I don't think you
Yeah.
compare those two games at all. I think that Destiny's gonna be a more it's squad based, so I and it's not an MMO and it's not loot based. I don't think random
Not that we've
generated
seen,
loot. Yeah,
right?
so
That's my whole thing. Like you're so quick to say that the Division looks way better than Destiny. I don't feel like we've seen enough of the Division. Not that I'm willing to say you're wrong. I do think personally what we've seen of the Division, it looks like a better game. Like in terms of like just alone visual stylings, what you're doing, the way the squad works. But I don't know if it's fair to compare the vertical slice we saw 2 years ago to what Destiny is right now. Right?
Yeah,
what
that's
it
true.
is.
I just think to me it looks like a meaty shooting or RPG shooter.
Yeah.
And that's not what Destiny is.
Sure.
Destiny has a level system that doesn't really make any sense to anyone.
Emotes alike. Come on.
And it just seems like a more granular game. It seems like, frankly, the Division is just going to be a more hardcore game than
That's
Destiny.
interesting. So what are you there? So you're saying more hardcore game? You mean more hardcore in
its systems?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not saying hardcore people. Destiny is not played by hardcore people. Of course it is. I mean, that's why it exists.
Yeah, Alfredo's put Destin's put how many hundreds of hours into it,
Right.
Fran and stuff.
But I
chasing
think
one
Destiny
gun.
is going to be ultimately going to be an easier game to wrap your head around and an easier game to understand why there's a gravity towards
Sure.
playing it over and over again. Well, I think the Division is going to be a more structural role playing game. I mean, that's always the vibe I've gotten from the game. That's why I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
Of course, the setting's like really cool and the story is really cool and all that. And the Tom Clancy vibe, of course, in a lot of games is cool. But even though Tom Clancy has nothing to do with this, and obviously is deceased, R.I.P. Tom Clancy.
What up?
But
Am I pointing to Kind of Funny Live or Tom Clancy? We'll never know.
we don't know if Tom Clancy's up there with God.
Let's not go that way.
Why? What do you mean? I don't know if he's up there with God.
I don't
How
know.
would I know that?
Because the normal people are going to think you're saying he might be in hell.
Why would I? I'm a huge Tom Clancy fan. Why would I assume that?
I
he's
don't
in
know.
hell?
Why would you throw that out there? Maybe Tom Clancy's widow and/or children are watching right now. They didn't need to be reminded.
I
of
don't
that.
think that
they
they are.
liked the Sabu reference, and now you're making it.
One of my favorite pieces of fiction is Red Storm Rising.
Yeah.
But
Did you ever hear the song "Mojo Rising" by the Doors?
I know the Doors. I don't know if I know that particular song.
Mojo Rising.
Oh yeah. That's a great rendition. Thank you, Greg, for that.
Nailed it. Copyright strike.
Yeah, we're gonna get a copyright strike for that. No, so I think that's just where I stand on that. I think people are gonna play Destiny for years. It would be easy to assume that if the Division really did come out Q1 2016, which is what they're aiming for now, that people will still be playing Destiny in greater numbers than they're playing the Division after a few months of the Division being out. So
Right.
so it's not
The Division seems like it's going to end. You're
Yeah.
going to get to at the end of the game and it's over. Not whereas Destiny's like the constant loot treadmill, right? Of
Exactly.
I got to keep going to keep my level up, get through these dailies, so I have all this, so I can buy the next piece of armor when the next DLC drops.
sounds thrilling.
MMOs.
Yeah. So I think Destiny's got obviously got legs for forever.
Okay.
Well, not forever, but for a long time.
Yeah.
I think the Division will come out. People will like it. it'll do fine, and then it'll just disappear, and you'll probably get a sequel.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Remember yesterday on Colin and Greg Live, we were talking about Ubi was saying that they see it as a new franchise. They're already calling it a franchise, so they're committed to doing more. But that's Ubisoft, I guess, in general.
Yeah, they've worked on this engine for so long, and this game's been so delayed that they probably look at it as it's like Watch Dogs, where I'm surprised they just haven't shit and gotten off the pot already with the Division and just been like, all right, we're getting it out and we'll fix it later. I mean, that's kind of what they did with Watch Dogs. I mean, Watch Dogs was I played Watch Dogs for a few hours and I'm like, no thanks.
I see where this is going. I'm good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, to me, I'm way more interested in what the sequel does. Nice idea. Again, Ubisoft's a good. I think Ubisoft still got its groundedness, unlike some other big publishers.
Yeah,
it might be losing it, but it seems like you would assume that, and I don't necessarily want to make assumptions like this, but you would assume that it takes a lot of restraint to say like the Division's coming out this year, and like regardless of when it's like we need to get it out, and they're not doing that, and so, but they also don't have to do that. You know, they have Assassin's Creed this fall.
Yeah. Isn't Rainbow Six this fall too?
Is it? Is that soon?
Wasn't it? I thought it was on the.
I don't know.
I think it was.
My assumption was that game was really far away, but I guess it's not. Or they could be just pouring all the resources into getting that out, thinking that that's the. I mean, people were really excited about that game.
Hell yeah!
Way more excited than they are about the Division. So maybe it just makes more sense for them to put internal resources into finishing that first, or getting that out, or getting that polished and QA'd. So yeah.
Still saying 2015.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I have no interest in that game.
Really?
Yeah. It looks great.
Just because it's multiplayer?
Yeah, I just want to play that.
For me, it looks like Left 4 Dead, but I mean, Cops and Robbers Left 4 Dead, which I'm down for.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
It looks great. I have nothing against it. It's just I know that game's not going to interest me. So I'm just like not even putting it on my radar.
You can't play it by yourself.
Yeah, the Division, when I heard that you can just play it by yourself if you want, I was like, that's fine. That's great.
But do you think it's like a Destiny, play it by yourself?
I hope not. I mean, I like the level progression idea and stuff like that. So I want to just walk around New York City by myself and just encounter what I encounter and find what I find.
Sure.
I think that's way more eerie than playing with other people. It almost the setting of Rainbow Six Siege or the idea behind Rainbow Six Siege makes sense with other people. To me, the Division should have been designed as a single player game. That would have been more eerie, walking around New York City in perpetual fucking Christmas decorations with a terrible Black Friday virus going around is way scarier by yourself. I have no idea why they made that.
Let me tell you about a little game called Prototype then.
Let me tell you about a little game called Prototype and Prototype 2. Platinum Prototype 2. Terrible.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Terrible. Different kind of game. Prototype 2 was
I
awful.
know.
That game sucks.
Was it awful?
Yeah, it was awful. Game sucks. The first Prototype was bad too. They were both bad.
Prototype 1 was worse than Prototype 2.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, maybe
as long as we can agree on that.
Yeah, we'll shake on it. Like
Good.
we're businessmen.
That's what I like. We are businessmen.
That's one word for it.
Are you worried, or do you care? I mean, the Division. I guess for me, it's the Division's delay. I thought was out of the ordinary. Right? I feel like this is getting into Watch Dogs territory where I'm kind of sick of hearing about this game without just fucking having this game. You know what I mean? Watch Dogs was at like what, two E3s? Was it 3 E3s?
Yeah, I think it was 3.
God
Wasn't it like
damn.
the first next gen game?
It was the first, and they wouldn't say that. They were like, "Oh, I can't tell what platforms it's coming to." And everybody's like, "Oh."
Yeah, I don't know. I actually feel like they haven't really talked about the Division that much. I think that more the media, the press, like,
chamber.
Yeah, I guess we're really not the press anymore, but just the whatever the commentators and of course the press, the literal press, have been talking about the Division way more than I think Ubisoft has been.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good sign for them because people are excited about it because it looks fucking good. Yeah,
right.
That game looks good. I'm skeptical as hell about Watch Dogs 2. I don't care about Assassin's Creed. Far Cry 5 has got to be which Far Cry is awesome. That's got to be really far away. So
yeah, of course.
So
for me, I'm more excited. Like I am more excited for Watch Dogs 2 than I am the Division, knowing what Watch Dogs 1 was. Because it's totally on the Assassin's Creed trajectory, right? Where the original Assassin's Creed came out, and you're like, ooh, this is half-baked. There's good stuff here, but it's just not for me. And then I thought Assassin's Creed 2 was awesome. And so like I figured with Watch Dogs, it'll be tightened up, honed in. You're this vigilante, go have fun. Because the Watch Dogs on paper should have been a game I was totally into, right? Like you're this vigilante around Chicago, running around like trying to protect things, but it just didn't work. It got boring after a while, and I wasn't into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You fix some of the mechanics, you put it back out for 2. I'm great. Division, I still feel like I know I like the idea, and the gameplay looks cool. But I'm still in this mode of, like, I just haven't played it. I think that feels like a game I'm going to have to need to play a mission of to be like, all right, I got it. I'm on board.
Yeah, I suspect that my indifference to Grand Theft Auto 5 when it came out and then to Watch Dogs is just signaling a shift in my own opinions on, not open world games because I love open world games, but these, like, driving around cities, doing missions.
Sure.
Kind of, I'm like, or whatever. Like, I it's just like, I need something a little more revolutionary. I feel like the reason that I like Far Cry so much is because it's just a different kind of shooter. I like shooters generally. I like playing shooters a lot, single player ones. But Far Cry is like an open world shooter, and I was like, why is? And Crysis obviously was inspired by that and stuff, but it's just like, well, why not do this more often? Like, why are we? Open world shooters should be done. Lots of open world shooters.
Borderlands.
Yeah, Borderlands is very structural. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that game is its own beast. I don't feel like that's really an open world shooter.
So you when you're defining open world shooter, you mean in the way of like Far Cry, you can just wander and not have a mission. You're gonna get attacked. You're gonna hunt wolves and shit like that. And get pelts.
Borderlands is non-linear and it is open world, but it's also like geographically based. There are load times and places it's not really an open world.
Okay.
And I'm sure that they just couldn't get it to run like that. I'm sure they would have loved it to have been like that.
Sure.
But it's not like that.
Too many guns in there. There's too many gun variants.
Borderlands is good. I like Borderlands. I like the idea of Borderlands more than I actually like playing it. But I still want to play the pre-sequel.
So here's my... Oh, it was good. I enjoyed myself a lot with that. Me and Christine had a good time with that. Here's my question for you then. Piggybacking off what we're talking about here. What are your thoughts leading into Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain? An open world Metal Gear. What does that do for you? Does that excite you as a different kind of third-person shooter, or does it put you off as just another open world game?
No, the mystique around Metal Gear is, I think, more exciting than the structure of it. I'm actually a little disappointed that Metal Gear is open world. So it's that's not really Metal Gear to me. Metal Gear is like a little bit of backtracking and a little bit of nonlinearity, but the Metal Gear games that resonated with me most, 1 and 2, were not like that. So
yeah, you had a story and you did your thing.
Yeah, I feel like that's more I believe that Metal Gear Solid 5 will be a great game, but it seems making it open world like that seems like a very reactionary move. Like that's not really what your game is. That's not really what your series was, and I don't understand. Not everyone has to do that to make their game effective. Not everything has to be The Witcher. Like you don't have to have these sprawling open worlds. It gives you a lot of freedom and a sense of awe, which I think is cool. But Metal Gear was more about a sense of intrigue and mystery and stuff like that.
It was story based, right? It was for a long time. I mean, that's what I loved about Metal Gear 1 was Metal Gear Solid, the fact that you were going through and you're trying to figure out what's happening and how do I stop this thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, as far as games coming out that day in September, I'm way more excited about Mad Max than I am about Metal Gear.
That's another open world one.
Yeah, I mean, like that makes sense to me.
Yeah, Avalanche open world and then Mad Max universe makes sense.
Yeah. So, but no, I'm interested to see. It's cool. People are trying things out. It just seems like that's the zeitgeist right now. It's like open world, and these decisions were made years ago, so you can see that slowly trickling out. And then it's the same thing we were talking about some episodes ago with player agency and stuff, where everything had to have choice in it. And you can see the legacies of Mass Effect and Fallout 3 all over the place. And now it's starting to slowly wane because everyone's like, well, we don't want to do that anymore. Tell your story, whatever. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's not what not every game needs to have. Yeah,
sure.
It seems like arbitrary ass games had like these arbitrary choices. You know,
it didn't even matter.
It has to be meaningful, like, and that's the same way when you have design philosophies of open world. It can't just be an open world for the sake of being an open world. It must be a meaningful open world. I believe that Kojima made it probably a meaningful open world, but I still don't feel like it feels like Metal Gear to me, or sound. I had never played it. Sound like Metal Gear to me.
On June 9th, I can tell you all about it. Right now, I can't say a goddamn word because I've played it.
That was really probably almost an unnecessary face that you made, man.
And Tim's not here to stop us.
Portillo, sick him. You're a real monster, aren't you?
He could get there. He could get it. He can get something. He can get somebody if he had to. Saw a story on the news not too long ago about a wiener dog protecting its owner from a bear. So there you go. Got the bear distracted. Bear fucked up the wiener dog, but
I have no doubt about it.
But he backed off. Wiener dog had like a scar or whatever. Like, you know,
really?
all this fur was
survived.
Oh yeah, he survived.
I'm surprised the bears didn't bite him in half.
Take him down right away. I don't know. It's just like when Portillo comes after another dog. Dog's always bigger. Portillo comes charging like a fucking insane person. The big dog's like, what is wrong? Backs down. Like, holy shit, dude. It wasn't a thing. Go away.
That's why I won't walk Portillo.
I know. I understand.
Because I told you I don't want to be responsible for this dog being inevitably killed by another dog.
I know how I'll do that one day. And when that happens, he went out doing what he loved. The only way it could be more of what he loved is if he was eating poop while he did it.
Oh, he used to love eating Chloe's poop when she lived here.
Oh, God,
she loved it.
He loved a good piece of cat poop. Yeah.
That wasn't. See, that was the thing is that we used to make fun of Mike for not cleaning the litter box enough. We should have just let Portillo eat more of the shit.
Sure. Natural. Nature selection.
It's very natural. Yeah. I mean, he would have done it if he was running around with his wiener dogs in the wild. They'd be eating shit left and right. They'd be probably fine.
Yeah. I have always dreamt of seeing that. Just a herd of wiener dogs running through the countryside.
Not
like wild. I mean, like at a wiener dog meetup.
Oh, okay.
Get like 30 wiener dogs together and let them all run free.
I mean, the fact of the matter is that you got to this dog through a series of intentionally fucked up genetic decisions made by breeders over hundreds of years. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation.
I know. I'm well aware.
And that's
He hunts badgers.
yeah. It's just dog breeding is really interesting. That's for another time though.
Yeah, that's for a different show, probably.
Yeah,
too.
probably not this show.